I'm Michelle Kholos Brooks. I'm a playwright, and this is my play, Hitler's Tasters. Hitler's Tasters is based on real events in history about these young German women who are conscripted to be Adolf Hitler's food tasters. So every day, these young German women, who were the future of the Reich, had to taste Hitler's food to make sure that it wasn't poisoned. And this play kind of explores what that situation was for them and how they bide their time in between meals. When I heard about it, I just couldn't believe that Hitler chose a young German woman to try his food. Those were the ones he was supposed to like, you know? Those were supposed to be the future. It occurred to me that, you know, this is what happens with despots. First they divide us by demonizing the other, and eventually they turn on their own. It's not hard enough to be a young woman in society, and then you put a war on top of it, and then you put missing family members on top of it, and you never know if you're gonna live or die from day to day, but then on top of that, you're stuck in a room with other girls who are about your age that have the same burgeoning sexuality, you know, that have the same questions about life, that just want to dance and dream and think about boys or girls or whatever and just live their lives, and then they could die during any meal. So I really wanted to think about what they would do during that time. And I think that they just want to get back to being girls as much as possible. I couldn't imagine who wouldn't want to write this story, you know? I just feel lucky that it landed in my lap when it did. This is an extraordinary production. I mean, it is beautiful to watch. It's beautiful to be immersed in. You get to experience such a range of emotions, and you even get to laugh if you allow yourself to. The level of acting, the level of staging, the level of directing, the level of choreography, I mean, I've never seen anything like it in a small production like this. Recently I was at the Museum of Tolerance in Los Angeles, and we were getting a tour, and the tour guide was telling me that she's been bringing people through, and recently people have been saying, oh, but the Holocaust didn't really happen. They were looking at the news articles and the photos and saying, but all of this couldn't be true, right? And she is a survivor. Her parents were survivors. It's getting pretty far in history at this point. Young people now, it's going to be further and further away, and it's important not to forget about it. I mean, it's important to put the lens on this time and these girls and realize that they're the same girls that we see walking around with their cell phones today, you know, that would be the ones conscripted for this kind of job. I think if there's anything I'd like people to take away from it, my most idealistic self, is to remember the dangers of complacency. By the time we got to this point in the war where the girls are experiencing what they're experiencing, a lot of people were just pretending that everything was going to be okay. And everything was really, really not okay. And I think we're in a time now where it's dangerous to turn away. It's dangerous to not pay attention. And so I hope that it's a little bit of a nudge, a little bit of a reminder to not look away and be aware of what's going on around us.